Margaret Ann. And I know that it's already been a long time since I last posted a video here on my YouTube channel, but I just want to say thank you to all those people who kept connecting with me through FB Messenger, through IG DMs, and through the comment section of my YouTube videos. You guys have been asking me questions and I've been trying my best to give you not the best answer but the right answer so that I can help you and I can guide you on your jet journey. But for today's video, let's not sway away from it. I will be discussing about this one big question that actually I had to think it through for like the past 2-3 weeks before giving you an answer. So the big question is, Ate Ann, Maga Sensei, Miss Margaret Ann, is it worth it to be a part of the JET program? In this video, I will answer that. Transitioning, blah blah blah. Here is my cheat sheet, and I cannot remember things if I don't write them down, and I know you know that, people, if you know me too well. So firstly, I want to tell you a little disclaimer. I am only saying my opinion and nothing else but my opinion, my own perspective in this video. If you are smart enough, you will not depend your decision to be a part of the JET program to some random girl on YouTube discussing about the JET program, or even other YouTubers, or your friend who's currently a part of the JET program. You only make the decision for yourself. The person who will be the best person to depend on when making such a big decision to move into another country and start a new career, start a new chapter of your life is you. It all depends on you, what you want with your life, okay? So I hope everything that I say on this video you take with a grain of salt. But as much as possible, I would want to inspire and motivate everybody to be a part of the JET program. Please be a part of the JET program. Anyway, so let's begin with it. Firstly, I will tell you why I think it's not worth it for you to be a part of the JET program. Why will I discuss that first? It's because I just want to, put that out of the table. Put it out there, you know? Why is it not worth it? And then, after we're done with that, we could go on discuss about the good things and the positive side of being a part of the JET program. That's my favorite part of this video. Okay, let's begin. Let me first fix my sleeves. Okay, 4. I had to restart my camera because it was low bat. So, for my first reason why it's not worth it to be a part of the JET program is, I will discuss them all, so listen, okay? It all falls in just one category. If you're somebody who had been very used to have a lot of work responsibilities, and if you're somebody who's used to receiving a very specific instruction on what to do with your job, if you're somebody who's been having cravings about career improvement, and if you're somebody whom, when you look at your resume or curriculum vitae, you think you're overqualified, you have a doctoral degree, I think it's gonna be a bit challenging for you to make a decision if you want or not want to be a part of the JET program. Why? Because here in Japan, if you apply as an ALT, you're going to be an assistant language teacher, as what it says, ALT, assistant language teacher. You will not be given the sole responsibility to handle a class. You will only be there to do whatever the JTE asks you to do or whatever is assigned to you written on the lesson plan. So it's not like you're the boss in the classroom. You are an assistant language teacher. So you have to always remember that before making a move on making your own lesson or doing your own thing in the classroom. Also, if you're somebody who's craving for career improvement, you know that on the first year, second year, third year, and if you get reappointed for your fourth year, fifth year, you do the same job every single day. The amount of responsibility doesn't change. The thing that's asked of you in your job is actually just teach English and do what the JTE says or follow what the plan or the lesson plan wants you to do. So there's not so much improvement or changes in your job. And also, if you're somebody who graduated with a master's degree, doctoral degree, I tell you, even though I have a bachelor's degree back in the Philippines and I've been teaching for 3 years in both private and public schools, I had to sing, "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas." My head, shoulders, knees and toes, stuff like that. They will be requiring you to do things like that because it's on the lesson plan. And if you think you're somebody who cannot adjust your expertise from being a doctor of education to being a singer of nursery rhymes in the classroom, then I think it's gonna be a bit challenging for you to be an ALT under the JET program. But based on my own experience, you see, I've been teaching students from age range 10 years old, 11 years old to 18 years old back in the Philippines. And when my JTE asked me to sing nursery rhymes in front of my class, to come up with a very simple grammar related lesson or topic, I was able to do it. So it all depends on how much you enjoy the job and how much you want to give importance on the fact that you want Japanese students to learn English in the most effective and most fun way. So yeah, number 2. For reason number 2 why I think it's not worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is if you are somebody who has a need to establish a very strong support system around you, say in the workplace or like in your general daily life. You know, it would be a bit difficult for you if you're somebody like me who went to Japan with very basic knowledge of the Nihongo language. Based on my own experience, when I was first starting here, I did not have a lot of struggle when it comes to establishing a good relationship with a Japanese friend. I was able to make friends because I have a very bubbly, positive personality, and that helped me. But if you're an introvert and you don't know how to speak Nihongo and you don't put any effort on learning the culture, and if you don't want to invest any time on learning Nihongo, I think the JET program is not for you. Because JET program is not only about being a teacher inside the classroom, it's also about immersion in the community, learning about the Japanese culture, and also sharing your culture to them, to the Japanese people. So yeah, if it's gonna affect you negatively, psychologically, mentally, I think it will not be worth the risk. But as you see, from my own experience, I do not speak Japanese when I got here, and I was able to establish a good working relationship with my JTEs, with my co-workers. I was able to make Japanese friends. So I believe there is always a way around this negative side of the JET program. Okay? And let's move on. For reason number 3, why I think it's not worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is, so you see, it's on the title, Japanese Exchange Teaching. It's an exchange teaching program. It is not a permanent job. I will repeat myself, I cannot reiterate this as much, but it's a temporary exchange program, a temporary job. Even though you get to be awarded to be the best ALT in all Japan, well, we don't have something like that. We don't have awards here. Still, you don't get to be offered like a 6th year, 7th year, 8th year. There are very rare chances that it happened, but I can almost guarantee you that it's not the way things go here. Yeah, you don't get to be appointed on the 6th year because one of the goals of the JET program is internationalization. So in one school, for example, now I am working in Iwamizawa Higashi High School. As much as possible, after say 3 years or 5 years, they would love to meet another person from another country that would share new things about culture, right? About her or his culture. So yeah, if you're looking for a more stable job that can provide you a more stable career for like 10, 30, 35, 40 years. Do people stay in one job for 40 years? I'm not sure. But yeah, the JET program is not for you if you are in that time of your life and you want to establish a stable career, because JET program is an exchange program. You can stay here for 3 years. If you get reappointed 4th year, 5th year, and that's it. That's the maximum amount of time that you can spend here in Japan under the JET program. But if you want to actually continue living in Japan and establishing a life here in Japan, you could also, learn a way around it. For reason number 4. So for reason number 4, why I think, and it's gonna be the last reason for me, why I think it's not gonna be worth it to be a part of the JET program is, it depends on a lot of aspects of the JET program. But if you are somebody who had been used to living in the city and you get assigned here in Japan in a rural place, and you think it's gonna affect you negatively, mentally, psychologically, physically, or if you're somebody who's from the rural, for the countryside, back in your home country, and you get to be assigned in the busiest city here in Japan, and you think that's gonna affect you negatively, psychologically, mentally, physically, I don't think it's worth the risk. So always ask yourself first, are you this kind of person? Are you this kind of person? Can you handle this kind of situation? Before you actually make that big decision to be a part of the JET program. Okay? So I think these are the only 4 reasons why I think it's not worth it for you to be a part of the JET program. Now, let's move on with my favorite part. These are 7 reasons why I think it's worth it for you to be a part of the JET program. Let's begin with reason number 1. If you want to start or build a life of independence, if you're somebody who's looking for a taste of adventure, if you're somebody who wants to grab that once in a lifetime opportunity, hey, you are perfect for the JET program. This is the best program for you to take, for you to apply into and start your wonderful life here in Japan. Japan has a lot of interesting things, and it only gets crazier every day that you experience things here in Japan. So, if you're somebody who wants to have a taste of adventure, Japanese adventure, go on, be a part of the JET program. For reason number 2, if you are very much interested with if you're very much interested with the Japanese culture, you want to immerse yourself with Japan, and you want to learn Nihongo, the Japanese language, you want to acquire it naturally, the best way to do that is to be here in Japan and teach English for 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then start learning Nihongo during all your free time. And explore Japan, because Japan is a beautiful place. Okay, for reason number 3 why I think it's worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is, for Filipinos specifically, salary is a lot higher. I cannot reiterate this enough. But back in the Philippines, this is something very personal. I was working as a public school teacher, and I was earning, say, 21, 22, 23,000 pesos back then. And if I'm going to compare that with the money that I'm making at the moment, it's worth it for me to work here in Japan, because I have financial goals, and in order for me to achieve my financial goals, I needed to increase cash flow. And the way for me during that time to increase cash flow is to actually leave my job at the public school and move to Japan and start a new job here under the JET program as an ALT. So, going back to the comparison, if I'm going to compare the salary that I am receiving from my job back then in the Philippines to the salary that I'm receiving right now, it's like 5 times, 7 times higher. But remember, living expenses here in Japan is also like 5-7 times higher. So, I'm not the best person to discuss about financial literacy, but if you're somebody who's frugal enough, then you can save a lot of money from that salary that you're receiving. But if you're somebody who's living a very lavish lifestyle, then ting, 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 ting. Savings, girl, savings. It would be like in the brink of death. So it still depends on the person who is knowledgeable or maybe not knowledgeable, or maybe responsible or not responsible enough to manage his or her own financial responsibilities. And reason number 4 why I think it is worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is if you are for example, if you're somebody who's not interested with teaching or not interested with getting involved with kids, of course, in the school, there is still actually a career improvement in the JET program, though it's also a part of my not worth it side of the JET program. The way for you to improve from doing a teaching job is transferring from being an ALT to being a CIR. What does CIR mean? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what CIR means. CIR, so let me discuss the difference. ALT means assistant language teacher. CIR means go do your research. But there are differences with the job responsibilities, with the responsibilities at the workplace. For ALT, we work with children, with students. We teach English, right? Directly. For CIR, they work with the community and other stakeholders. They work at the city hall, and they are the people that ALTs like me trust when it comes to doing like legal stuffs with the government, with Japanese government and the ALT, or like a foreigner, especially if we cannot speak Japanese. So that's one of their job responsibilities, and all other things related to internationalization and management of assignment for ALTs. Yeah, most on the management side, but for ALTs we're most on the teaching side. So next one, my 5th reason why I think it's worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is if you are a Filipino like me, it would be very beneficial for you to work in Japan if you are planning to travel to different sides of the world, especially like the western side of the world. Because for us Filipinos, it's very challenging to apply for a visa. Like in every western country, we would have to apply for a visa. If you are based in the Philippines, working a job with like a 21,000 monthly salary, it would be a bit difficult for you to prove your ability to travel in a western country and be able to convince the immigration officer that you are just going to that country for leisure if you're only making like 21,000 pesos a month. I am not calling it just a 21,000 pesos a month, but it's the fact that if you want to travel and explore other countries, such as Western countries, the immigration officers would require you a specific amount that you bring with you during your travel, or that you earn on a monthly basis, to see if you can provide for yourself while you are traveling in that country. So if you're somebody who likes traveling a lot, especially in western part like Europe, UK, America, it will be helpful for you to work for the JET program because you're already in Japan, you're earning a big amount of money, and you can easily prove it to them that you are living in a foreign land and you have responsibilities in this foreign land, and you will not just simply abandon it just to live in another country where you don't have any assurance, say Western countries. Okay? So, but I think this is specifically for Filipino applicants only. For American applicants, they have very strong, powerful passports. They don't need to apply for such visas. Anyway, moving on. For the 6th reason why I think it is worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is if you are thinking of actually starting a life here and establishing a family here in Japan and settling here in Japan, JET program is a good gateway for you to come here in Japan and give it a test, you know, if this is the kind of environment you want to be in, if this is a kind of culture you want to build a family at. Yeah, if you're thinking of settling in Japan, JET program could be a good start for you to learn about Japan first before making the decision to settle in Japan. My seventh and last reason why I think it's worth it for you to be a part of the JET program is if you would like to create a network of friends, of co-workers from all over the world. JET program is the best option for you, guy, because here in the JET program we have a big family of foreigners coming from America, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, UK, the Netherlands, New Zealand. We have all these people from all over the world, and they go here to Japan, and you get to meet them during conferences, during JET related seminars. And what else can you wish for? You have the big network of these people, very kind people, very helpful people, and the others in other categories who can actually help you to be a better person and to be a better version of yourself. So I think it's already it. Thank you so much for those who stayed from the very beginning to the very last second of this video. I hope you learned so much from this video. I hope this video helps you. And if ever you have questions, just write them down on the comment box, or send me an FB message, or send me an IG DM. For now, that's me, Margaret Ann, saying bye-bye, sending all my loves to all of you. Bye!